Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Stanley Parable, and the narrator will probably say something. I'll quickly pause it. No, I won't. I'll let him say it. So welcome back. This episode was meant to go out 2 to 3 days ago, but if you didn't watch the LP or whatever, the audio screwed up, and I've actually still got them. I've got 2 episodes of totally unusable material, and the reason I kept them is to kind of remind me of which endings I went through. And unfortunately I've seen all the endings. You won't get to see my initial reaction to every ending, which is a little disappointing. I think it really kind of is annoying, I think, but you know, it happens. It's happened, whatever. So I have 2 to 3 endings I want to get through this episode, you know, depending on how we go for time, pretty much. I've actually got a stopwatch now. I've been wanting to find a way to actually time these episodes, and I've actually just got a new phone, and it has a stopwatch on it. It's brilliant, and it's probably what I'm going to use to time my episodes, because I hate it when I really get an episode and it's like 30 minutes long or something like that, and I have to cut it. So the first ending is actually, and I've done my research on this.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Turn your volume
What if
up.
he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
I really like that ending. That's a nice one. It's the coward ending kind of thing. I thought he'd mock me a little bit more, to be honest, with that ending, I think. So that's one of them. That's a really nice Easter egg there. Just close the door to your office. I do have... The next one I want to try is a kind of main one. And it's one... And we'll just...
Already this was uncomfortable. And Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
So I'm going to actually set up a couple of endings here. The computers have something to do with one of the endings. Here, input received. Now that'll come in handy later. We won't get to that ending this episode, but that's kind of just starting to set it up. We won't go that one this episode. We're going to continue on. 2 doors.
When Stanley came to a set
Right
of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting.
I love how you cut
and
off the
Stanley
narrator
knew
when you go through
perfectly
there.
Well, perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Now we're not going to go through there. Don't want to go confusion ending again, like we've done. No, we've only done it twice, I guess. We're going to go over here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Now, you may remember from the very, very, very first episode, the very first ending we did. Very first was one over here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Jump off.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This
All right.
is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
All right.
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Now, if you remember the very first episode, we go in here, take the phone call, and it's Stanley's imaginary wife or something. It's something weird, and then big monologue, and then that's it. That's we restart. However, there is another option.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Now, we could pick up the phone. However, there is another option.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
He's very Portal-esque.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
I love how he's giving the orphan a smoke.
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice. Oh, I get it. You're meant to practice. I'm not saying that. That's strange. Back, sack, and crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
Where did you get that
Most
crocodile?
medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
8?
Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Your instructor.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Danger everywhere.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Now we backtrack, I assume. There are actually 2 endings to this ending, I think. The rail.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
It's just to stop us jumping on that as well.
No sense at all.
On the railing.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
So I'll explain in a sec. where the story diverts. And so we go down here, back through here.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Back here.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, now this is where it diverts. We go left, we get the good ending. We go right, we get the bad ending. I think, from what I saw. So I want to do both of these endings this episode. I want to actually achieve both of these endings. I'll go right just once.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Now you can go through it again. No? Yes? Maybe? I swear you could go through it again. Maybe not. Okay, I guess we'll just go through here.
Oh, ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For
the red
what?
door.
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Chris out of the broom closet. I can't see anything.
I'm still here in this pile of rubbish, with you, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh, it goes back to here.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, now I think I lied before. I remember it restarting suddenly. I remember that bit. Now, if we go through the left, we get to the good ending. The right is the bad ending. Although, you have to go through this multiple times, I think.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Yep.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, He entered the door on his left.
We're going to go left. We're actually going to go the right way. We're actually going to go the right way. The right way, quote unquote.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Now there's no way to go downstairs here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's no way to go downstairs, so it's slightly different. And you can see that when you come to here.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
They speak
and beyond
clearly
all
into
probability,
receiver.
he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code.
Awkward silence.
Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I can't.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're on top.
Stanley?
That's what Stanley looks like.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Somehow imagined him to be older.
Through the door. Are you listening to me?
And that is the end of the game, technically.
Is everything all right?
It's the
Stanley, this is important.
It's the intentional ending of the game, I think.
It needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You can't be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stan, are you there? Okay. It's okay.
And sourced by Valve. There you go. Game was made by Galactic Cafes. Yep, as I said.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
That's it. And we'll go back to the start now, presumably. And we're at 19-ish minutes. Ish. Which is good. We've made good time. I'm just thinking if there's any other ending. There is one more ending
Stanley
that we
had
can
never
do.
seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
There's one more computer here, I think. We can click. Yep. We'll hit that. Okay, yeah, that seems about it. So what I'm going to do is head over to the right door where we were just before, and we're going to go through the other ending. Now, I guess we'll go through, but there's a bit of narration.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Now I'm going to go all the way through this ending again, but I'm going to end the episode here. I'm sorry, we got to end it here. We've run, well, not over time, but we're about on time. So I'm going to head to that other ending that I was speaking of, and I'll meet you guys next episode, and hopefully we can get a few more episodes out of this. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.